Let's talk about money. Salary negotiation. Everyone is trying to negotiate a fair and better place for themselves. Let's talk about a few sacred rules when it comes to salary negotiation. I was lucky to participate in many negotiations to make sure that we get what we deserve and that we feel motivated to work and valued. Number one, we always negotiate. We never sign anything without negotiating, because the contract that you received is a contract that is suitable for the person that drafted it, but it's probably not tailored to your specific needs. So you always want to customize it. So you always want to make sure that it's adapted to what you need and what you want. We always use the word fair when we ask for more, and we always ask for more. We never ever ask for more in writing. We do that on the phone, and then we confirm it in writing. We confirm what we agreed on the phone in writing, and I will tell you that there are different stakeholders that we have to talk with in order to get the different benefits and the different kind of advantages that we're seeking. We never share our old salary slip. We don't disclose that information with our future employer. We do not share with them how much we're making today. No one should know how much you make currently. Just your wife or your spouse. But you don't want to share that information with anyone, not the hiring manager, not the recruiter, not HR, not your future employer. This is very personal and should not be disclosed. We negotiate salary with the hiring manager, also known as your future boss, but we negotiate benefits with HR because they own that process, right? So benefits, I'm talking about cars, medical, pension, all of these different elements that are part of the total compensation but are not salary. We talk salary, bonus, commission, shares, equity with our future boss, but benefits with HR because they own that and they are the ones negotiating for the bulk of the whole company. So if you want a specific car, you're going to ask that from HR and not from your hiring manager because that's the owner of that process. We also have to customize relocation packages to our specific needs. They all have to be customized and adjusted, whether you have kids or you have pets or how far are you relocating, how much time you're going to spend in the new location. Relocation packages have to be customized and tailored and made to measure to your specific needs. So make sure to explain what your needs are so that you can get the package that is most suitable to your needs. I think it's important also to take into account the taxes in the new setup. So let's say you're American, but you're married to a German guy, but you live in the Netherlands, but then your contract is Swiss-based. It's really complex, and sometimes it can actually change the money that you are to receive at the end of the day, at the end of the month in your account. It can be really significant, the changes. So you want to make sure to be mindful of these details and how the best way to do that is to perhaps sit with a tax, an accountant and explain to them your specific situation and show to them your offer, your contract, so that they can give you the best advice. I think we can always revisit the number that we initially gave. If you said initially, I want to make 100,000, but then down the line you decide you want to make 120, that's okay. Don't feel guilty about that because, it's a number that has evolved just as much as the conversation has evolved. And perhaps even the responsibilities were becoming clearer and different from what you initially assumed, right? So initially I thought I was going to charge you 100,000 a year for the work I was going to deliver. But now that I know you better, that I know the company better, that I've met the team, I estimate that I need 120 a year. And that's just fine. Do not feel guilty or ashamed of changing the number that you initially gave. I think we always have to factor in the location into the salary, into the total comp. So the total compensation has to be adjusted to the location where you're based. If you're based in Switzerland, if you're based in Brazil, if you're based in Canada, it's obviously going to change. And it's also going to change based on the industry that you're working in or intending to work in. When you're asking for more, it's not just about, hey, I want more money. What you should do is try to take a step back and ask for more in a different kind of way. So hey, I want to make myself more valuable. I want to make myself more useful. I want to make myself a channel for the company to achieve more, to do better, to be bigger. And of course, I'm going to get more value and I'm going to get wealthier as a result. So it's going to be a consequence rather than the first thing you come and ask for. So I want you to be seen as the one pushing for more, but not just for more money for you, more results, expansion, more deliverables, more achievements. And you're going to be working more because you're obviously offering to do more. And of course, you're going to have to be compensated differently, more than what you currently have. So I want you to convey value, and inevitably you will get more wealth. If you just come in with, I want more money, your manager is not necessarily going to see this with a good eye. He is going to think you're selfish. But if you're going in as, I want the company to do better, I think we can do bigger, I think we can do more, and you put yourself there at his disposal to be that person to do more. And of course, you're going to get compensated for that extra work that you're offering. It's only going to work benefiting yourself, right? Because you're trying to benefit the company and it will result in benefits for you. There's a book that I recommend called Never Split the Difference from Chris Voss. So I invite you to look at the 9 rules that Chris Voss is sharing. And I really want you to read that book because it definitely is a game changer. And it helped me acquire my car recently. I got a really nice car using his techniques and his tools that he shares in the book. So please take the time to read it. It's absolutely mind-blowing. It's not a myth, and you can get a sign-on bonus. What is a sign-on bonus? Is I give you money so that you sign the contract with me. I want to secure you because I really like you. I want to work with you. So here's some cash so that you can quickly make up your mind and sign it. It happens. It's quite common, actually. But it needs to be supported with evidence. And this is how you do it. I'm going to sign with you, but if I sign with you, I'm going to be leaving money on the table with my former employer because I have shares to be vested, or maybe I have equity, or I have investments, or I've placed a few bets that I'm going to leave behind. If I'm going to join you, all that money is going to be lost. So how are you going to compensate me for that? That's the sign-on bonus. And you can have that conversation with your future employer, but it has to be supported by evidence. It has also certain restrictions because if you get, 100,000 to sign with me today, I think you should stay with me for at least 2 to 3 years. If you decide to leave the company before that, then you have to return part of that money. So of course, it's not a gift. It has certain restrictions and conditions that you have to be mindful of. Let's talk about counter offers because they come often. So what's a counter offer? It's your current employer trying to value you a little too late, right? Oh, you're leaving. Please stay with me. Here's some more money. So that's a problem because you're only going to get valued when you leave. I don't like that kind of approach because I feel like if you were happy where you were, you wouldn't be looking for a job. You wouldn't be leaving that job. And now getting a counter offer, stay with me, I'll give you more money, is not the best strategy for you. And I'll tell you why. I've never seen it work. And frankly, it clouds your view. It will not let you go and grow to the next level in your career. And it also will weaken your position in the long term because what is going to happen is this. You stay in your current employer. He or she knows that you're trying to leave, clearly, because they made a counter offer for you to stay. And now that you're back with them, with a bigger salary, you know what they're trying to do? Now that they know that you're trying to leave, they're trying to replace you already. And they're just buying themselves a little bit of time. Yes, you got a bigger salary, a better position maybe even, but what they're doing in the background is they're trying to find somebody to replace you because they don't want to be caught by surprise again. And then they'll be in a better position to perhaps get rid of you. So I think it's a very tricky situation and I don't recommend people, now sometimes it happens to be a successful, negotiation, but these are very rare exceptions. I think it's really important that you leave gracefully, because I'm going to be watching you as your future boss. I'm going to be looking at how you're leaving your current boss. And if you're leaving gracefully and making sure to transition and hand over and, leave enough time for this transition to happen, I'm going to feel really comfortable in the knowledge that in the future, this is how you're going to treat me. Now, if I see you leaving your current boss abruptly and just dropping everything and running, I feel uncomfortable with that kind of professional, because I'm thinking, well, that's how you're going to treat me in the future. I'm not sure I'm very excited about that kind of work ethic. Non-competes exist, and they shouldn't be longer than 1 year. Now, you can always negotiate them, and I think it can be done before you hand over, right? So depending on how long you've stayed in the company that you're at, you can negotiate non-competes. I don't think you can negotiate them down to like 1 month, because that would be way too little, but they can be smaller than 1 year. Don't let them be, larger than 12 months, because that would be a bit much. Try to gather all the recommendation letters and all the support that you need before the handover, right? When you tell them that you're leaving, get the recommendation letters that you need to support your transition and your future career development. But do all of this before you hand over the job to the person that will replace you next. So make sure to be strategic about this transition, because it's just as important to leave well as it is to start well. Thank you for watching. Let's speak again soon, and I'll give you some more tips on negotiation and interviewing.